Nadia's life changed forever when her sister, Anna, took her in at the age of 12. Their parents had passed away, and Anna, who was already married to Eric, became Nadia's guardian. Eric was a kind and handsome man who showered Nadia with affection and gifts. He made her feel loved and cared for, and Nadia grew to adore him. As Nadia grew older, her feelings for Eric evolved. She began to notice the way he looked at her, and she sensed a mutual attraction. However, she was torn between her love for Eric and her loyalty to her sister. She is a virgin at 21. Had shaped like an Abel, which made Eric swallow a lump every time he sees her in a tin dress. He had lost attraction for Anna, his pregnant wife. She looked different now that she was pregnant. Now that she had gained a few pounds, Eric no longer desired her. All he thought about was Nadia and her perfect body. He couldn't wait to claim and own her like she was his fucking property. "Nadia, you're growing up to be a beautiful young woman," Eric said one day, as he handed her a gift. "Thank you, Eric," Nadia replied, feeling a flutter in her chest. Anna smiled warmly and says, "Eric, you're making Nadia blush." Eric chuckled. "I'm just stating the obvious, my dear." Nadia felt a wave of guilt. She knew she shouldn't be having these feelings for her brother-in-law, but she couldn't help the way she felt. The tension between Nadia and Eric came to a head when Anna gave birth to their child. Nadia took Anna to the hospital, and when she returned home to pick up some belongings, she found Eric freshly showered and dressing up to join them in the hospital. Eric was out of state for a business meeting when he got a call from Anna that her water broke. He had taken the next flight back home, but needed to shower before joining her at the hospital. Nadia stood frozen at what she saw. Her heart skipped a beat. She felt like she had been punched in the gut. Eric looked up and caught her staring. Nadia quickly turned around and tried to run away. However, Eric caught up to her. "Nadia, wait," he said, grabbing her arm. Nadia turned around, and Eric looked into her eyes. "I know you've been feeling this way for a while now," he said, his voice low and husky. "I've been feeling it too." Nadia's heart was racing. She knew she shouldn't be doing this, but she couldn't help herself. Eric leaned in and kissed her. At first, Nadia was hesitant, but as the kiss deepened, she felt herself melting into Eric's arms. She knew this was wrong, but she couldn't help the way she felt. As they pulled away from each other, Nadia felt a wave of guilt wash over her. "This is wrong," she said, trying to push Eric away. "We can't do this." Eric looked at her, his eyes filled with desire. "Why not?" he asked. "We're both adults. We can make our own decisions." Nadia shook her head. "You're married to my sister," she said. "This is wrong." Eric sighed. "I know it seems that way, but I don't love Anna the way I should." "I love you, Nadia." Nadia's heart began beating fast at his words. She had never expected Eric to say that. "What about Anna?" she asked. Eric shrugged. "I'll take care of her, but I want to be with you." Nadia felt torn. She knew this was wrong, but she couldn't help the way she felt. She decided to keep seeing Eric in secret, knowing that it could lead to disastrous consequences. As the days turned into weeks, Nadia and Eric's secret affair continued. They would meet in secret, exchanging stolen kisses and whispered promises. But Nadia knew that this couldn't last forever. She was torn between her love for Eric and her loyalty to her sister. She knew that eventually she would have to make a choice. One day, Anna confronted Nadia about her strange behavior. "Nadia, what's going on with you?" Anna asked, her voice filled with concern. "You've been acting so distant lately." Nadia tried to brush it off. "I'm just stressed with school, that's all," she said. But Anna wasn't convinced. "Nadia, I know you're hiding something from me," she said. "Please tell me what's going on." Nadia felt a pang of guilt. She knew she couldn't keep lying to her sister. But she also knew that she couldn't tell Anna the truth. "I'll tell you soon, Anna," Nadia said, trying to stall. "Just please trust me, okay?" Anna nodded, but Nadia could tell she was still suspicious. As the days went by, Nadia and Eric's affair became more and more intense. They meet more often in secret, sometimes when Anna is asleep and mostly when she is out shopping groceries. One day, Eric told Nadia that he wanted to leave Anna for her. "I love you, Nadia," he said. "I want to be with you." Nadia was cold. She knew that she couldn't keep seeing Eric in secret. But she also knew that leaving Anna would be devastating. She felt guilty. She knew that she couldn't keep hurting her sister. But she also knew that she couldn't deny her love for Eric. As Anna's suspicions grew, she began to notice strange occurrences around the house. She would find Eric's phone with strange messages, and she would catch him staring at Nadia with a look of longing. One day, Anna confronted Eric about her suspicions. "Eric, I know you're cheating on me," she said, her voice filled with tears. Eric tried to deny it, but Anna knew the truth. "I know it's Nadia," Anna said, her voice shaking with anger. "I know you're in love with her." Eric didn't deny it. Instead, he just looked at Anna with a mixture of guilt and shame. Nadia's heart sank as she watched the confrontation unfold. She knew that she had hurt her sister, and she didn't know how to make it right. Anna turned to Nadia, her eyes filled with tears. "Nadia, how could you do this to me?" she asked. Nadia didn't know what to say. She knew that she had betrayed her sister's trust, and she didn't know how to fix it. Anna was in so much pain. The thought of her husband and her younger sister in their matrimonial bed broke her heart. She has just put to bed and dealing with postpartum. The two people who would have been the center of her world at this critical moment of her life had betrayed her. She cried all night. She looked at her little daughter and felt sorry she gave her such a terrible man as a father. Not only has her husband betrayed her, but he has chosen Nadia over her. "I'm sorry, Anna. I love Nadia and I'm not letting her go." The thought of Eric's words continues to echo in her ears the entire night, the pain piercing through her heart. She is giving Nadia everything after they lost their parents, and this was how he chose to repay her. The pain was unbearable for Anna, and so she decides to leave the house with her child. She can't afford to stay and watch her husband and her younger sister disrespect her. But before the left, she asked Nadia one final question. "Why my husband?" She also reminded Nadia that a man who abandoned his wife for you can abandon you for another woman. "You trusted the wrong man," Anna advised before leaving the house. As the truth came out, Nadia knew that she had to make a choice. She could either be with Eric and risk losing her sister forever, or she could walk away and try to repair her relationship with Anna. But she chose to stay. She loves Eric, and that's all that matters to her. "I don't know what to do," Nadia said, feeling tears prick at the corners of her eyes. Eric took her hand. "We'll face whatever comes next together," he said. "We love each other, and that's all that matters." But Nadia knew it wasn't that simple. She had hurt her sister deeply, and she didn't know if their relationship could ever be repaired. As the days went by, Nadia and Eric's relationship became more public. They would go out on dates, holding hands and laughing together. But Nadia couldn't shake off the feeling of guilt. She knew she had hurt Anna, and she didn't know how to make it right. Not long after Anna left the house, things began to slowly change between Nadia and Eric. He became excessively controlling. He doesn't let her out of the house except when she needed to shop for groceries. And whenever she left the house, she chose her outfit. "Are you a harlot? Why are you in a tight dress?" He would yell at her like a child whenever she tries to dress good when leaving the house. Such words would make Nadia to cry in secret. Why has he suddenly changed? She questioned while doing the dishes in the kitchen, tears streaming down her face. Eric would spend more time on his phone, and when he will have time for her, it's to sleep with her and nothing more. She became nothing but a thing for his sexual pleasure. Nadia hated her life. She thought she was in love, but this isn't love, it's prison. One faithful day, Nadia returned home from the supermarket, hoisting 2 shopping bags. She walked into the living room, expecting to find Eric alone. But instead, she was met with a shocking sight. Eric's waist was moving vigorously as loud moaning coming from a woman filled the room. "I love you, Debbie," he whispered sweetly to the woman who keeps screaming his name and urging to go harder and deeper. They are lost in the moment that hadn't noticed Nadia come in. It was when the bags in her hands dropped that the 2 naked bodies sweating profusely on the couch disentangle from each other. "What is the meaning of this?" Nadia asked as tears wells up in her eyes. "What does it look like?" Eric responds without remorse. An arrogant smirk tugged at the corner of his mouth. "Why don't you join us? Threesome won't be a bad idea. After all, Debbie here also likes women." He smiles sweetly at Debbie, who smiled back at him. Nadia's heart sank. She felt like she had been punched in the gut. She knew it was karma. How could she trust Eric, a man who had cheated on her sister? "You're disgusting," she spat. "I should have known better than to trust someone like you." The other woman looked too comfortable. It wasn't her first time in that house. She and Eric has been seeing each other for a while now. Eric just shrugged at Nadia's words. "You don't have the right to be angry, Nadia," he said. "After all, we're not married. And let's be real, you're not exactly in a position to judge me." Nadia's anger boiled over. "How dare you?" she said. You're the one who cheated on my sister. You're the one who broke her heart. So don't you dare put the blame on me." Eric shrugged again. "And you're the one who betrayed your sister's trust," he said. "How can I trust someone like you, after what you did to Anna? You don't expect me to take you seriously after you betrayed your sister. If you can do that to your own flesh and blood, you can do worse to me." Nadia felt a sting from Eric's words. She knew he was right. She had been just as guilty as he was, betraying her sister's trust for her own selfish desires. She felt so ashamed of herself. Without another word, she turned and walked away, leaving Eric and the other woman alone. She knew she had to get out of there before she said or did something she would regret. As she walked out the door, Nadia felt a sense of sadness wash over her. She had thought she loved Eric, but now she realized she had just been blinded by her own desires. She knew she had to move on, to find someone who truly loved and respected her. And she knew she had to make amends with her sister, to try and repair the damage she had done. Nadia walked out of the house, feeling a mix of emotions. She was angry, hurt, and disappointed. But most of all, she was relieved. As she walked away from the house, Nadia realized that she had dodged a bullet. Eric was not the man she thought he was. He was a cheater, a liar, and a manipulator. Nadia took a deep breath and let it out slowly. She knew she had to move on, to find someone who truly loved and respected her. She walked for a while, trying to clear her head. She thought about her sister, Anna, and how she had hurt her. She knew she had to make amends, to try and repair the damage she had done. After a while, Nadia arrived at a small cafe. She sat down at a table and ordered a cup of coffee. As she waited for her coffee to arrive, Nadia took out her phone and dialed Anna's number. Anna answered on the first ring. "Hello," she said. "Anna, it's me," Nadia said, her voice shaking. "I'm so sorry for what I did. I was wrong to fall in love with Eric, and I was wrong to hurt you." There was a pause on the other end of the line. "Nadia, Anna started to say, but Nadia interrupted her. "No, Anna, let me finish. I know I hurt you, and I'm so sorry. I want to make it right, to try and repair our relationship." Anna sighed. "Nadia, I appreciate your apology, but I need time to think, to process everything that happened." Nadia nodded, even though Anna couldn't see her. "I understand, Anna. Take all the time you need. I'll be here, waiting for you." The two sisters talked for a while longer, discussing what had happened and how they could move forward. As they talked, Nadia felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She knew she still had a long way to go, but she was hopeful that she and Anna could repair their relationship. After they finished talking, Nadia hung up the phone and took a sip of her coffee. She felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that she had taken the first step towards making things right. As she sat there, sipping her coffee, Nadia realized that she had been given a second chance. She had been given the opportunity to make things right, to repair her relationship with her sister, and she was determined to take it. In all these chaos, Anna was nurturing a plan. He wants to get Eric arrested for grooming a child for sexual exploitation. But she patiently waited for the right time. She didn't want to hurt Nadia by arresting him while they were together. Now was the right time, and she was determined to bring Eric down.